Greetings everybody! Last time in Dark Souls we actually managed to ring the first bell of awakening. And now I guess we should do our best to find the second one. Luckily we can slide down those ladders if you just hit the sprint button. Now you might have noticed that I am using the same set of armor the Boulder Knights use, and the shield, and also, hey, the Boulder Side Sword. You may also notice that I have the heavy roll now. If we are above 50% of our total equal burden, we will actually have the heavy roll, and hey, that guy's new.
Greetings. I am Oswald of Karim, the pardoner. Thou art a friend. For thee, a warm welcome. Cometh thou to confess, or to accuse? For indeed all sin is my domain.
Now for some reason Oswald is connected to the Way of White, because if we abandon our covenant here, we'd actually leave the Way of White. He also sells a bunch of items that would punish people who invade you. Indictments, for example. If you indict a player that has invaded you, they will be very likely to be invaded by members of a certain covenant at some point. I also bought a purging stone, which is useful for healing curses. And hey, requesting absolution. Also, learning gestures. Now about requesting absolution, does this mean that I can just do terrible things? And then be innocent again? Gotta try that out.
Thou art welcome any time. It is only human to commit a sin.
Hang on for a second, Ozzy. I'll be right back. I gotta do something.
Oh, there you are. Still keeping your marbles all together? Then go ahead, don't be a nitwit. Never hurts to splurge when your days are numbered. Eh? My wares? Of course they're stolen. What did you think? And when you lose your head, I'll sell it all again. Thank you kindly.
That just makes it so much easier.
You've gone mad, have you? Why me? Little Julia. Oh.
Well, what now? For starters, we get his sword, which may or may not be Yulia.
Greetings, and welcome back. I am pleased to see thee preserving thine humanity.
Now then, let's check out this absolution thingy. It always costs 500 times our current level. Hey, I just killed a guy for no reason, but it's alright, because I paid that guy with my souls.
If thou committeth a crime, bring thyself back here. There is no misdoing that I cannot undo.
Cool. See you later. So now that we rung the first bell of awakening, I think our old buddy, the crestfallen warrior, will have something, well, interesting to say to us.
Why, what a surprise. I didn't expect you to make it. Oh, somebody rang the bell. Wait, was it you? You never give up, do you? I don't know how you do it. Well, don't stop now. Only one more. But it's going to be suicide. What's wrong? Get a bit of a scare out there? No problem. Have a seat and get comfortable. We'll both be hollow before you know it. Well, what are you going to do? I've already decided I don't really care. I'm simply crestfallen. How did that silly sorcerer's apprentice end up? You know, the one always prattling on about Master Logan. He left for the Undead Burg, but never came back. Serves him right. If even old Big Hat can't make it out there, what chance does he have? I hope he enjoys his new life as a hollow. What now? I'm not up for chatting. Leave me alone.
Oh, Crestfallen, promise me one thing. Never change. Now, down here, we haven't been here before, but there's actually something I want to show you. It's not this message, not useful to us right now. Over here though is the bonfire keeper of this place, and thanks to her, the bonfire up there gives us 10 S's instead of just 5. She cannot speak apparently, but she can take our firekeeper soul and use it to upgrade our Estus flask. We now have an Estus flask +1, so now it heals us a little more than before. We can go even further down actually. If we had felt like it, we could have come here way earlier in the game, right at the beginning actually. And there's no good reason not to, especially if you're playing an intelligence-based build that uses magic a lot. Now, I didn't really explain what Absolution actually does. The thing is, whenever we attack an NPC, they get aggroed, and they will remain aggro for the rest of the game, unless we request Absolution. I think, but I'm not sure, that we will also count as having sinned. And that will mean that we get invaded by members of a certain covenant a lot more often. But if we request Absolution, those people will suddenly forget that we actually ever harmed them. Of course, they won't come back from the dead, so we can't actually access the Undead Merchant in this playthrough anymore. Now we don't actually have to get down here yet. But I said earlier, if you're a magic user, you might want to check it out. The reason for that being, that guy here.
Well, this is unusual. You haven't lost your head. And more importantly, you're free. How on earth? Well, I shouldn't pry. I'm Ricky of Vinheim. I was once an established smith, though. Look at me now. Can you believe it? What is it? Have you? Oh no. Don't worry. I've no intention of escape. It's safe here. I can't bear the thought of going hollow out there. Although, I must admit, I've not much to occupy myself. How about this? I could forge your weapons, albeit with rather minimal tools. I'll show you what made me the best in Vinheim.
Rickard can actually, aside from selling us a few magic spells, upgrade our weapons to magic weapons. We need green titanite for that though, and we don't have that yet. The fun part about magic weapons is that they actually scale up in attack power with intelligence instead of like strength or dexterity, which makes them useful for intelligence-based builds.
What is it? There's nothing to talk about. We're both cursed, undead, but what's there really to moan about? What is it? There's nothing. Come back soon. Smithing helps soothe my nerves. Don't let me wither away out of idleness.
He actually seems like a nice guy, so let's maybe visit him at some point in the future again. Now here, that guy. You remember him, right?
Ah, hello there. I have your reward. Please, accept it. I am grateful to you for freeing me. enough for you? Well, let's not be greedy now. You again. What is it? Our futures are murky. Let's not be too friendly now.
Okay, now let's just leave him alone.
You
And remember when I told you that one door and that it was important and that you should remember it? Yes, here it is. Also, remember that key where I said it was important and you should remember it? We can use it here. How unexpected. So yeah, a lot of players actually have trouble figuring out where to go at times. But if you just remember locked doors and keep them in mind until you pick up a key, you will never get lost in this game. To have easier access to this place from now on, I highly recommend going up these stairs first and open this door, because it'll lead us back to the Undead Burg. Or Upper Undead Burg, I should say. Because down there is actually Lower Undead Burg. At least that's what I call it. So you can see we're here in this familiar place again. And the bonfire is right over there. Just in case we die down there. You might be happy to hear that this is actually the last part of the Undead Burg. After that area, we will actually get a little more variety. And not that there hasn't been any variety so far, but there'll be more, is all I'm saying. It's a pretty short area too, so it's a nice change of pace from the rather normal sized big areas so far. It's also going to be the last we see of dogs. As far as I remember at least, I don't think there are any dogs in any future areas.
Somebody, please let me out of here. Somebody, anybody, help me. Unlock the door. Damn, I'm finished. How did this ever happen?
At this point, I'd like to know that if we hadn't bought the residence key from the undead merchant, we would have gotten hit for killing him.
Brilliant. You opened the door for me. Thank you. I'm saved. I thought I might never escape. I am Griggs of Vinheim, a sorcerer of the school. I am much obliged for your assistance. Thanks to you, I may now resume my travels. Oh, hello. I'm fine. I will rest a while, then return to Firelink Shrine. I have my sorcery, and I will be more cautious next time. Besides, I have an important task at hand.
Now another friend to populate Firelink Shrine. We also get the starting gear of the Sorcerer. You might notice that that guy's wearing a black Sorcerer set. And as far as I understand, the black robes are actually worn by spies. Now, the reason I like the Balder Side Sword I'm using right now so much is that, well, mostly it's because it has both thrusting and slashing attacks, both in one-handed and two-handed mode. It also has really good range. Of course, the attack power is also pretty high, and it can be a viable weapon even in the end game if you just keep upgrading it. Well, like most weapons, that's the case. Now, upgrading, actually, if you want to do more damage, if you think you're not doing enough, upgrading your weapons is the way to go. You might think that putting points into strength would be the choice, but nope. Your damage increase will be much higher if you just upgrade your weapons. I didn't know you could do this actually. But yes, you can stab the ambush from through the door. Oh, spoilers, there's an ambush coming. If you walk far enough here, the doors will open, as you can see here, and enemies will come out. Now we already took out one of them. So, still 2 to go. And the Mail Breaker is the first dagger we find in the game. I don't particularly like it, but I think I'll be showing you why in a future video. Because I will just have to show off daggers as well, don't I? Oh surprise, another ambush. This time at least they have the courtesy of showing up in front of us, which may not be the smartest way to do it strategically, and oh surprise, an actual ambush by another human player. Now so far, and this including, I haven't been able to show you actually good invasions so far. The first one was me getting backstabbed and dying, and this one was kinda weird I have to say, I don't really know what even happened. Let's not let that get us down though. Maybe in the future I will get invaded and have a proper fight with someone, instead of, well, backstabbings or just plain gankings like that one. Maybe I'll even invade myself, who knows. And there I got inflicted with bleeding for a second. The way status effects work in this game is that you see a little meter down there, you can see it, that's the bleeding meter. The purple bar. If that goes up, we will have that status ailment, in this case bleeding. Then the bar will be yellow and go back down. And if it is back down completely, we won't be bleeding anymore. Now bleeding is actually like a damage over time effect. And in there I actually got the thief starting gear, including the target shield, which is really good for parrying. And this Fargate, you might be tempted to just go straight in there, but first you should actually go down that easily overlooked path here. I mean, it's common video game knowledge to always go to where you think you have to go last. That way you won't miss out on things. And it just showed off the Force Miracle. It doesn't do any damage, but it does push away enemies. It can be really useful, but I keep forgetting that I have it. This area is very short. In fact, we've already seen all of it except what's behind the fog gate. And oh look, a locked door. I wonder what that means. A lot of people seem to think that this game discourages exploration. But this little path here I'm showing you right now actually shows that it is definitely the best thing to do. Especially if you know what's behind that fog gate.
You still have your senses about you. Then why won't you buy some of my moss? I need your souls. This is a wonderful place, don't you think? We have water, moss, moisture, these nice iron bars. I like it here, I really do. Nothing good ever happened to me in life, but now that I'm undead, I've never been happier. You've come to this land at a bad time. There are nothing but hollows in these parts, save from me, of course. You're undead too, aren't you? You be careful then. Go down along the side to reach the depths of the Undead Burg. Only unkempt crooks and liars to be found there. Hardly a place for a lady like myself. But who knows? Maybe you'd fit right in.
Now this is the female undead merchant. And she actually can sell us quite a few things. For example, moss. Moss is used to heal certain status effects. The red moss clump is for bleeding, the purple for poison, and the blooming is for toxin.
What a humdrum lass you are.
Now, that dialogue we just heard implied that she has some kind of ties to the male undead merchant. She just really doesn't know that we killed him yet. Then again, she doesn't really seem to like him. And oh hey, look at how interconnected this world's areas are. we can now go back to Filing Shrine from here. And in fact, I would recommend that you rest at this bonfire here. Normally I would. I'm not gonna. I hyped this up a little bit. So let's get inside there and be disappointed. Oh surprise, an ambush. This fight actually gets a lot of players when they first play it. Because you have to, well, fight an enemy with decent range in quite the tight quarters and his two dogs accompanying him. It is pretty important to kill the dogs as fast as you can, otherwise you won't make it long. With the dogs dead though, he's fairly easy. My preferred strategy is what you basically just saw. I like to just get up here to kill the dogs and then I lure him up. Usually I will provoke him to jump down, but it doesn't seem to work this time. In that case, yes. If he jumps down, you can just get in at least one free hit. It's important to note that you can actually block his one-handed swings, but if he uses both swords at the same time, you should really just get the hell away. And if he does his jumping attack, you should definitely go away. Now check this out, we can plunge attack him. That's sweet. You can actually do this fight by just doing that, but that would be boring. You can see here that he's not actually hard. You just have to know when you can attack. Right there, I didn't really know it. Well, I did know, I just was too daring. And hey, if you need time to heal, going up here is also a good strategy. But oh, look at that, he's dead. And we got a key. I wonder how that relates to that one door we found earlier. So yes, this boss fight against the Capra demon is actually the game telling us that it doesn't fuck around anymore. I did make it on my first try this time, but sometimes I tend to die. It happens from time to time, even though I know how to defeat him. But now, yes, this door can be opened with a key, who would have guessed it? And next time, we'll actually go down there. But for now, goodbye. Hope to see you next time.